Hi everyone, happy first day of spring. We're out in the garden to celebrate and we're gonna wander around and bring you along with us and see how many greens we can harvest for a garden fresh salad. What better way to celebrate the season? I mean, this is the season that we gardeners live for, to grow our own food, to feel the warm sun on our back and the satisfaction of knowing that we planted a seed, we're growing it, now we get to harvest and eat it. So come along with me. Our first stop is going to be right here on the hill with the nasturtiums. Now, I don't know if you knew this, but every part of the nasturtium is edible, from the leaves to the beautiful flowers to the seeds. So we're going to pick some leaves here for our salad. If you've never grown nasturtiums, they are a gorgeous flower to grow. And the leaves have a nice zippy, peppery flavor. They just are so beautiful in salads and really add some good texture and just a little oomph to your salad. So the leaves here are just absolutely gorgeous, and they're just starting to bloom here now with more hours of sunlight in the day. The flowers, if you've never had nasturtium flowers, oh man, you're in for a treat today, guys. Not only are they gorgeous and attract the pollinators, but they are so beautiful on top of the salad. And at the end of the video, we're actually going to make a salad and eat it. So you'll get to experience that with us. I love all the beautiful colors out here. So fun to come out during the day and see all the bees just buzzing around, knowing that they're coming in to pollinate my vegetables. Now, nasturtiums love the cooler spring weather. They don't do too well in temperatures over 85. So get your nasturtiums planted now and you will enjoy the flowers in the early spring. One thing about the early spring is you still have some of the beautiful cool weather greens left. Now, my arugula unfortunately bolted a few weeks ago when we had a 90-degree day. But the flowers, you guys, attract the bees and they're also edible. So I'm definitely going to pop some here in my harvest basket. And we're not only going to be harvesting some greens today, we're also going to be harvesting some herbs, edible flowers like I just did. And down in here, there is still some tiny arugula growing. The baby greens are so tender and absolutely the best. And during the winter time, we grow a lot of greens here in our Southern California garden. We have a garden fresh salad almost every day. And I'll be giving you some tips at the end here too on how to wash and store your greens so they last in your refrigerator for just about a week. So I'm going to snip what little baby arugula I can. Then we'll move on to our next delectable garden fresh treat here on the first day of spring. We can't walk by here without grabbing some chamomile. Such gorgeous, delicate, edible flowers. It's actually an herb. I don't know if you knew that. I have the seeds in my herb seed collection, which actually are 40% off right now with the code Spring Fling to help celebrate spring. But they're going to be gorgeous to top the salad with. So we're going to pop these in the harvest basket and then move on down the hill. You don't have to have a big yard to grow your own food. Towards the end here of our harvest, I'm going to show you our container garden where you can grow on a deck or a patio, no matter how big or how little your space is. Now here at the bottom of the hill, I've got some kale growing. I have to get some kale because it's so nutrient dense, and when you mix it with other greens, it just tastes absolutely delicious. It's such a good feeling knowing I'm growing my own healthy food right here in my own backyard, all organic, not sprayed with any pesticides. So tasty and so good for me too. Mac? Maybe later. So far we have 5 different varieties of greens and flowers in my harvest basket. I love having different colors and textures, as many greens as I possibly can in my salads. Makes it so tasty, so flavorful, and just so pretty. Now here in our little mini elevated raised bed, we have some giant red mustard greens. I love how these look in the garden. They love the cool temperatures best. So now that it's getting in the 70s and 80s, pretty soon they're gonna start to bolt, which means, see how the stalk here is kind of thickening up a little bit? That's what they do when the weather gets warm. But for now, we're gonna enjoy these gorgeous, gorgeous red greens in our salad today. Would you look at that? I mean, this green is like bigger than my hand. We can actually use it in wraps, but we're gonna make a salad with this one today. So I'm gonna break off a couple here. And by the way, to keep your salad greens producing longer, what I like to do is just take some from around the outer edges of the plants. Show you with this lettuce here. This is the gorgeous Prizehead lettuce from my lettuce seed collection. And look at these beautiful purple tinge leaves. I'm telling you guys, whenever I come out here to pick greens, I am just so amazed with how beautiful they are. So do you see how I'm picking some around the outer edges? And what that does is it leaves the inner leaves to keep on growing. And that way the outer leaves will regrow and you can keep on harvesting over a longer period of time, having virtually a perpetual salad bar in your garden. Now, this is the time of the year where you do want to make sure you're planting those cool weather greens, especially if you're in northern climates. Here in our southern climate garden, the cool weather greens are almost coming to an end. So soon I'll be planting more kales, more chards, more of the warm, heat-tolerant greens so that we can have our tasty greens all summer long too. So I think I'm gonna leave a lot of these greens here for now. We have so many peas here for our salad today, and oh my goodness, this is why we do it. This is why we grow our own food, while we start our seeds indoors, get them planted outside, so we can nurture our vegetables and see them come to harvest. It all comes to fruition here. These are absolutely gorgeous. So we're just gonna pick as many of these as we can because like I said, the weather's getting warmer and these peas are not gonna last much longer. They don't like the heat. So pretty soon I'll be planting some warm weather vegetables here, but for now, we're enjoying the cool weather peas and greens while we can. Now these I believe are called Oregon sugar pod peas, and you want to pick peas as soon as they kind of start to bulge in the pod. These pods are edible, so if you let them go too long, they get a little bit tough. Like this one here, I should have picked probably a few days ago. That pod's going to be a little bit stringy, so try and pick your peas when the pods are just slightly bulging for the best flavor. And over here we've got the royal burgundy peas. I love these. The peas are nice and big, and it's so pretty to put different colors in your salad like this. These are super prolific. Oh, there's some hiding back here. I mean, just look at how pretty these are, you guys. How fun is this for the first day of spring? Now, like I mentioned before, you don't have to have a big yard. Even if you have a small deck or a patio, you can grow your own food. Here we've got maybe a 7 by 10 foot space and probably 20 different varieties of greens, fruits, and vegetables growing here. And it's just so delicious to walk outside your back door and grab what you want to eat. Not only is it super, super satisfying, but you're saving money at the grocery store. And with the cost of food these days, who doesn't need that? This is the gorgeous red veined sorrel, a perennial. Absolutely a tasty green. I love the greens because they're so pretty, but the stems, I mean, look at that color. Can you beat that? And these are a superfood, very, very healthy, delicious in salads. Now let's pick some other greens in here. This is actually a broccoli, and it's probably not going to get a huge broccoli head just because it doesn't get tons of sun here. But we're going to pick some of the greens for our salad. And actually, I'm going to grab this little broccoli head here. It's actually a broccolini, and it'll produce little side shoots after I harvest this main head. So we'll get a few more harvests here before the weather gets too warm. Now, right behind me here in my 5-gallon smart pot are some carrots. I actually planted these carrots back in the fall, and I've been harvesting them as I use them. So they've been in here for a while. It's kind of fun just to come out here and pull one up whenever I need a salad. The rainbow carrots from my carrot seed collection. Oh, this is just so good. Look at this tasty carrot. It's going to be fun to put these colorful carrots in our salad. Matt likes to come out here and sniff around with me too. And carrots grow really well in smart pots in containers because they have nice loose soil. That way you get fewer obstructions and nice straight carrots. If you live in a northern climate where you're just now getting some warm weather, you can plant carrots and get a harvest before it gets too warm. Oh, here we come here with this rainbow carrot. Oh, isn't that beautiful? So pretty, and there's just something about getting your hands in the soil here on the first day of spring. It just smells so good, and it just feels so great to be outside. Now the carrot tops are also edible, so we'll be putting some of those in our salad as well. Our harvest basket's getting kind of full here. Now let me just talk to you a minute. If you've tried growing your own food before and have failed, try again. You're in the right place here. Lots of encouragement, lots of support. We're going to be here with you to help you every step of the way, as well as many other gardeners in the comments down below. So if that's you, let us know and then stick around. We're here for you. and you got this. A fun way to grow on your balcony or patio are in hanging baskets. There's so much you can grow in hanging baskets that's edible, not just flowers. Here I've got some herbs. I'm gonna snip this little bit of oregano here for our salad. I'm really enjoying oregano in salads lately. Just kind of adds a nice little burst of flavor. If you've never grown anything before, I want to encourage you to start with herbs. They're easy to grow, they don't take up a lot of space, and they really punch up the flavor of your food. Got some rosemary in here. Great for chicken dishes. Who knows, maybe I'll pop some in my salad too. If you have a balcony, you can do this. And if you're currently a balcony gardener, let us know in the comments. Now here I'm gonna harvest from our strawberry crate tower. And definitely if you're a balcony or a small space gardener, make sure that you're growing up so that you can maximize every square inch of your growing space. So if you missed our strawberry video the other day, you gotta go back and watch it because I gave you lots of tips on how to grow a ton of strawberries this spring. I mean, look at this. Imagine growing this on your balcony. It's so fresh and so delicious and so juicy. So we're just gonna snip off some of these berries. Now you wanna harvest berries when they're all the way red. See how this one here, the top of the berry, is a little bit white. It's not gonna be quite as flavorful. So we'll take these little small ones off. These are the very first berry harvest of the spring. Got a lot more over here. And I think we might even have a few ripe ones up on top. But definitely lots of flowers and new berries coming on. Actually, these still have a little bit of white, so we're gonna leave a lot of these to harvest in a couple of days. Oh, we missed one under here, hiding under the leaves. Oh, that looks delicious. We have some beautiful chard here to harvest in my 5-gallon CaliKim Smart Pot. Now, often we'll sit out here on the deck and have lunch, and I'll just pop over here and harvest a few leaves to eat with our tuna wraps or our chicken wraps or whatever we're having for lunch. Nothing beats garden fresh, right, Mac? And it doesn't get any fresher or any more local than your own backyard. Got some more peas over here, and you definitely want to be growing peas up a trellis. The trellis that I showed you down below made out of tree branches. This is another one I made out of tree branches that I like to call a teepee trellis. Super easy to make, it's free. You just grab some tree branches that you're trimming, fan it out into the bottom of this 5-gallon container, tie it at the top with twine. Looks really nice and organic, and it's practically free except for the twine. And then you can plant your peas or other vining vegetables underneath it. So I'm just gonna snip off a few more peas. Now peas have these amazing little tendrils that just like to grab onto the trellis. I kind of help these out here just a little bit, but can you see these tendrils here? They're so pretty. I just love every part of this plant. I mean, nature is just so amazing and such a miracle. And I want to show you this over here. This pea is kind of doing something interesting. I didn't get a trellis put in this container in time, but you know what? These peas just want to grow and just want to climb. So actually grew their way over to our railing here and are attaching themselves to the railing with these tendrils. I mean, it's amazing how strong these little small tiny tendrils are. And I don't think I have any peas on this plant yet. Oh, but we've got a few flowers. So we'll have some peas coming on here soon. I want to encourage you to get your lettuce planted early in the spring. And here's why. Once it gets over 80, like I mentioned down below, it starts to bolt. So this thick stalk here, this used to be a beautiful Paris cause romaine lettuce plant, but it's bolting now, shooting up this tall stalk, which means the leaves are turning bitter, really don't taste that great anymore. And here you can see it's forming little flower heads on the top. In fact, this one right behind it is already flowering. So get your lettuce planted early to prevent bolting. That way you get a harvest in before it gets too hot. But I'm leaving these plants in here to flower because once the flowers dry up, I can collect the seeds. The bees like the flowers, so it's really a win-win. So these are gonna stay in until I need this space in this container for some warm weather veggies. Now, right down here in the little shorty smart pot, this is also a great way to grow if you have a deck or a patio. It's a 3-foot little shorty smart pot raised bed. So it really fits nicely here in my space. I've got some oakleaf lettuce just starting to bolt. So the leaves will still be pretty tasty. Gonna snip some off here. And then what I wanna do before we go back down below and get some more is just give a little count here. We've got 1, 2, lots of greens here, 3, 4, 5, the nasturtiums, broccoli, 6, red veined sorrel, 7, carrots, 8, Kale, 9. Arugula, 10. Chamomile, 11. Nasturtiums, 12. And I think I've got some more Prizehead lettuce underneath here. 13 varieties. 14, 15 for the peas, 16 for the strawberries, 17, 18 varieties of greens and veggies so far for our salad. What a fun spring day. Not only do I love eating the tasty fresh salads, but it's just such a mental health boost being out here in the garden. It feels good to get in the sunshine, get hands in the soil. It's just so darn satisfying. Now here at our fountain planter, we have a lot more varieties of lettuce here, and I love to get the different colors and textures. Absolutely gorgeous. Here we've got the red salad bowl lettuce. So pretty. The leaves are at a perfect size right now for harvesting or even for wraps. So I think this makes about 20 in our harvest basket. Do you remember, Jerry, how many we got in here? How many we counted up above?
Oh gosh, no, I forgot.
So more of the gorgeous oak leaf. Now this area gets full sun all day, so it's really growing beautifully down here. Now a little tip for when it does get warm, over 75, just throw a piece of shade cloth over your cool weather greens. That'll help extend their harvest season just a little bit longer. Actually forgot to do that up on the deck, but these got covered in shade cloth and are still growing absolutely beautifully. Got the red salad bowl, the oak leaf. I spy some prize leaf over here. The Prizehead, which is one of my favorite varieties. So plant yourself the limit on the greens, you guys. Look for those gorgeous colors. I've got lots of pretty ones in our lettuce seed collection. Some chard here. Got the red chard up above. Here we've got chard with a gorgeous yellow stem. And these stems, when they get a little bit larger, you can actually cut them and use them as celery in your stir fries too. So many different ways you can use your garden fresh greens. These ones have a few bugs. The bugs are enjoying it too. The holes in the leaves. And the pansies here along the front. Also a beautiful cool weather flower, but they're edible. So we're going to grab a few here to pop on our salad as well. So calendulas, also an edible flower from my cool season flower collection. Quite the little collection here of greens, flowers, and veggies. Got another mustard green over here, a different variety. Can't remember the name of it. This is one of my favorite greens to pick in the wintertime. Very, very cold tolerant. We actually had a frost a few weeks ago, and these greens, all the greens I'm picking today, did just fine. So this one is super tasty as well. We're up to 22 now. Woohoo! Oh, I forgot. I keep finding more that I want to harvest right up here at the hanging baskets and the herb garden. You can't have a salad without garden fresh chives. My chives just started to grow again. They're perennials, so they come back when the weather gets warmer. We've got to have chives in our salad. I just love the scent of freshly snipped chives, don't you? Now, do you ever have those vegetables that you're particularly proud of? I do. I'm particularly proud of this Minuet cabbage here in this hanging basket. I love how it looks. I love how I grew it in here. And it just looks so pretty hanging down here with these beautiful little rosettes in the middle. You can't beat one of the Smart Pot hanging basket liners to grow it in either. So I'm just gonna snip some outer leaves here for our salad. And the thing I love about these is you can also make fun little wraps out of them for lunch, like I was telling you earlier, or you can also stir fry them for your dinners or for your scrambled eggs. So just such a versatile little vegetable and perfect for this small little space. Okay, I think we're up to 25 now. Let's go make our salad. We're gonna make our salad together right here at my new potting bench that Jerry made for me. Thanks so much for joining me for this. But first I'm gonna give my greens and my flowers and my herbs a quick little rinse over here. I rinse them right off here into my raised bed. I can water my raised bed at the same time. Now for the smaller flowers and herbs, what I like to do is keep a little plastic basket with holes handy and just throw them in there. And then I can rinse them off directly, it's like a little colander, directly in the water without losing anything right here in the garden. Have to be a little more gentle with these, a little more delicate. I just love these colors. What an absolutely gorgeous harvest. I mean, look at all the beautiful colors, and it's so much fun to prepare this garden fresh salad right out here in the garden. So all my greens are washed. What I do now at this point is actually kind of pat them dry with a clean dish towel here. And I like to pick a whole bunch of greens about once a week and then store them. I'll give you that little storage tip a little bit later so that we can pull out garden fresh greens at a moment's notice. I mean, it's really fun. And by pre-prepping some of your greens, you have no excuses not to eat healthy. So what I'm going to do now is just kind of give everything a rough chop. It's the red veined sorrel. Got our delicious mustard greens. I always save like the stems for my compost. Got our Minuet cabbage. 25 garden fresh greens and veggies today in our salad for the first day of spring. You really can't celebrate spring any better way. The gorgeous giant red mustard greens and the red chard. See how quick and simple it is to make your very own garden fresh goodness right from your own backyard. And we have our broccoli greens and our kale. And you can't beat that tender, sweet garden fresh lettuce. And I do like to mix some of the more stronger flavored greens, the zippier, maybe bitter kind of greens with the sweet lettuce. It really does add just such a delicious combination of flavors. And the peppery nasturtiums, they're so delicious in the salad. Now this is all fresh and organic. If you could even buy these organic greens at the grocery store, they would cost you an arm and a leg. Or if you bought it at a really gourmet restaurant, it would be so expensive. And here we are, growing our own groceries in our own backyard, saving money, having fun, and just enjoying that garden fresh flavor. So if you're watching this video and you're thinking about gardening, you really need to start, and the time is now. Now I love the carrot tops in the salad. They really add just a really nice zippy flavor. So I always snip them right into my greens, save the ends for the compost, and then chop up our carrot to top our salad. Now some people like to peel their carrots. I don't really care if they're peeled or not. So I just chop them up and then we have a nice little topping. Growing your own food is so rewarding, so easy. You really got to jump in on this spring. I have a feeling with this potting bench down here, we might be doing a few more of these too. The peas I'm going to snip over the salad in just a moment, along with the herbs and the flowers. So now it's time to build our salad. Oh, I forgot one more thing. We definitely need green and herb number 26 right here from our one pot herb garden, parsley. Okay, now let's build our salad. We've got a nice little toss right here. Just kind of toss it up and put a little handful of greens on each plate. Jerry and I are really going to enjoy this. If you want to, you can add some protein on top, some black beans or some chicken if you want to make it more of an entree salad. We're just going to leave it like that. I mean, look at all these beautiful colors in here, you guys. It's just simply amazing, and I can't tell you how good it smells too. It smells fresh and green and herby, if that's a word. Sprinkle over our carrots. Oh, I almost forgot our broccoli here. Now, if you notice, the broccoli is just starting to flower, but you can eat the flowers too. You can just put them right onto your salad. They're so tasty and delicious, and you can even eat the broccoli stems. Full of vitamins and super nutritious. Definitely getting our share of superfoods in this salad here. And I like to use my scissors a lot when I'm making my salads. It makes it a lot quicker to just snip your herbs quickly over the top of your salad. So I know for me, if it's not quick, I probably won't do it. Give the peas a quick little snip. I know I keep saying this, but one of the things I love most is the colors. Did you know you eat first with your eyes and then with your mouth? So if your salads and your food is beautiful and pleasing to the eye, you're going to be a lot more likely to eat good, healthy food. Now I'm saving our most colorful, delectable items for last to top our salads with. So they're really pretty on the top. So we've got our strawberries here. Garden Fresh is simply the best. Slice these up. Can't beat fresh, juicy strawberries to top our salad with today for the first day of spring. Doesn't get any better than this. And now for the crowning glory, the flowers. Got our nasturtiums, our calendula, the delicate chamomile. These are so pretty, and these are gorgeous to top baked goods with as well, and also to make tea with. And the pansies. Last thing is the dressing. And for this, we're keeping it very simple. Our garden fresh lemons and some olive oil here. Before I squeeze the lemon over the top, I like to kind of roll it here on the top of the table just to break down the fibers on the inside to make it nice and juicy. And I love cutting into these because the scent and the aroma, absolutely amazing. So all I'm gonna do for our dressing is a quick squeeze of the lemon over each salad here. Jerry's going to jump in here with me in a moment and join me to eat these. Oh my gosh, it smells so amazing. Look at that fresh lemon. And then we'll do a little drizzle of olive oil. You do want to have a really good olive oil. This was actually given to us by one of our viewers, Lori, when we went to film a video at her house. Little drizzle, not too much. And then little pepper, fresh ground. You have to have fresh ground. Is all you need to make it nice and healthy. Garden fresh, clean, organic ingredients here. So beautiful and so delicious. Before we dig into our greens, I want to tell you a little storage tip so none of your garden fresh produce goes to waste. What you want to do is after you wash and chop it and dry it, I usually let it air dry for a couple of hours on my countertop next to my sink, then layer it in between layers of paper towels in a 9x13 Pyrex glass dish. The paper towels will absorb the moisture because that's usually what makes salad and greens spoil quicker. So thin layers in between paper towels. Thick, you want your salad to be able to breathe. No more buying grocery store slimy bags of salad greens for us or for you. This is so easy to do. A couple more paper towels on top. You can wrap it in saran wrap if you want, but typically I just store it like this right in my refrigerator and it will keep fresh for about a week. Jerry, happy first day of spring. Let's dig in.
Happy first day of spring. This looks amazing.
Delicious.
It's
so colorful, right?
It's just crazy to think it comes from the backyard.
Fresh, organic, garden fresh greens with 26 different vegetables that we grow ourselves.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's really good.
There is so much garden fresh flavor in every bite. The lemon, the olive oil are a perfect light dressing for this amazing salad.
This isn't going to be pretty.
So let me know in the comments, what are you doing to celebrate the first day of spring? I hope it's planting. I hope it's harvesting. This is our time, guys. Get out there, grow your own food. Join us for the springtime harvest and planting. If you haven't yet started, now's the time.
And if you're just thinking about getting started, let this be a motivator for you to do it now, get going now. Plenty of people around here to help you. Thanks a lot.
Let us know what you're inspired and motivated to plant this spring because of watching this video. Thanks for watching. See you next time in the garden.